Hello everyone. I'm pretty sure that we're all very familiar with the modern stapler here and how it works. Just like so. But you might not be quite so familiar with how old these things actually are. My research leads me to believe that these things, like this style here, not this type, this operation, has been around since 1941. Quite long enough in itself. But staplers have actually been around a lot longer than that, would you believe? Way back in 1866, George McGill received a US patent for a small bendable brass paper fastener that was the precursor for the modern staple. In 1867 he received US patent 67665 for a press to insert the fastener into paper. He showed off his invention at the 1876 Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then in 1877, Henry R. Heil filed patent number 195603 for the first machines to both insert and clinch a staple in one step. And for this reason, some consider him to be the inventor of the modern stapler. Staple guns like this can be used for more than just stapling paper. Give it a go. See how many we can get into the bin, shall we? Oh, nearly. No, 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 all over the place they are. Right, we've got 3 in there. Okay, so that was a little bit of fun then. The other week when I was out at the car boot sale, I found this little fellow in one of the boxes of tools. I'm not sure how much I paid for it, to be honest with you, but it might have been £1 or 50p, something like that. Anyway, it wasn't a great deal of money, and it wasn't as clean as you see it now. In fact, it was quite grubby. It was very squeaky in its operation. As you can see just here, but it worked kind of. It is a little bit temperamental, and I thought, well, what is that thing? So when I got home and I took a closer look at it, you can see it's got Paper Fastener Co. Pat Bump USA, La Crosse, Wisconsin on there. So I had a look into it. And it was actually invented by someone called George P. Bump, George Pendleton Bump. I've tried to find some photographs of the guy, but I can't. The only Mr. Bump that I can find is this one here, but that's not what we want really at all. But according to George, in 1909 he was employed at a machine factory in Newton, Iowa, when a fellow employee suggested there would be a worldwide market for a machine that could fasten papers together without the use of clips. Bump accepted this challenge and created a preliminary model that would later become his patented paper fastener. Now apparently Mr. Bump shared his patent 50-50 with a businessman, J.C. Hawkins from Iowa, who said he would provide the means of production if Bump could provide the fastener. This little fellow here. Things didn't quite go according to plan though, by the sounds of it. As Mr. Bump didn't get his deal in writing, Hawkins began producing Bump's invention on his own, and it would seem that Hawkins had a contract with the Stamping and Tool Company of La Crosse to create the fastener. But pretty soon afterwards, Bump moved to La Crosse and contracted with the same company to manufacture 10,000 paper fasteners. Bump's move and order caused a lengthy and expensive lawsuit that ended in 1914 in Bump's favour. So that was good then, because these are quite interesting little tools, aren't they? Let's take a closer look at this one, shall we? So we've already seen we've got this stamped on both sides of the device, just here like so. But we've also got to the more further details on the top right here. Bump Paper and Fastener Co. La Crosse, Wisconsin, USA. Patented July 21st, 1914 by the looks of it on the top here. Yeah, As you can see, this has been a little bit battered, but then again, this thing is probably quite old and has been used quite a lot, I would imagine. One of my colleagues at work suggested it looks a bit like a duck. Okay. It's quite a clever mechanism in there. You can just about see it in here. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. Okay, I've got a flashlight shining in here now, so you can see the bits how they work. There's also a little bit that pops out just there too. And there's a little pin that comes out too. Look, so you can see how this thing works. So let's see how it staples paper together, shall we? So I've got two separate sheets of paper here. Let's just pop them together. This thing is quite old, as I say, and it can be a little bit temperamental, whether it wants to work or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but we'll give it a go anyway. Yes, and on this occasion it has actually worked quite nicely for us. As you can see, it stamps out a piece of paper here, then folds it over, and then pushes it through a slot, which it has also cut, and that is how it keeps the two sheets of paper together. It's fairly strong. I mean, it'd be a lot stronger if you had put two staples into it, but it's not too bad at all, really. As you can see there, you can give it quite a tug. It's quite clever, isn't it? I took this into work at the beginning of the week, and it got quite a lot of interest. Everyone was looking at it, and someone couldn't figure out what it was for until I showed them, and they all thought it was really, really clever. Very interesting piece of kit. And then one of the guys from Technical says, "Oh, we've got a few of these actually in Technical. I've got one. Come on, let's go and have a look." So we popped through there and had a look, started looking at these things. And what we've got, as you can see here, one of them is called the paper lock. It's not very good in the way it works at all. It doesn't work anywhere near as good as Mr. Bump's patent, but it kind of puts things together, as you can see here. It's a bit rubbish, really. And then there was also a Chinese knockoff, which is more or less exactly the same workings. It's just obviously they've got a whole Mr. Bump's machine here and reverse engineered it and come up with this plastic and metal affair here, which is obviously nowhere near as nice looking as this little fellow is here. This is really, really nice. And so I'll give it a bit of a polish up because it had on the top here, it was quite grubby really from probably decades and decades of use. But yeah, what a really interesting piece of kit. Oh, I'll tell you what we ought to try, guys. I wonder how many stapleless staples we can get into the bin down there. Let's give it a go, shall we? Let's try about 6, shall we, first? I'm not sure whether that one went in or not, but it's quite quiet, isn't it? And you can't see anything moving either. I can't see anything going into the bin, and I can't hear anything landing in there either. Right, let's check the bin. Okay, we managed to get some in there. Look at that. How many did we get in there then? Right, 4. We managed to get 4 out of 6 or 7 actually into the bin, look. Clever. That's good, isn't it? Like that. Bit more accurate than the more modern staple gun then. Okay then, well I hope you enjoyed popping over and taking a look at this very interesting find from the car boot sale from the other week. I wasn't able to go this week because it's raining like mad out there today, and at least 2 of the boot sales I go to have been cancelled, which is rather unfortunate. Okay then everyone, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the old Bump, Mr. Bump's paper fastener. A really interesting find, I think, from the car boot sale. Alright, well thanks for popping over, thanks for taking a look. I hope you enjoyed shooting staples and stapleless staples into the bin with me, because that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Turns out this is more accurate. Nice. Alright then guys, well thanks for popping over, thanks for taking a look, and I hope you'll join me another time for some other interesting kit that I can get hold of from the boot sale. Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Ruff, ruff.